Darnold looks, fires inside, ball is caught, touchdown, Seahawks!
Second with an RBI double, and the Mariners have the lead.
2 sports, 2 teams, 1 podcast. Welcome to the 12th Inning Podcast. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the 12th episode of the 12th Inning Podcast. My name is Rich, joined as always by my buddy Mitch. And on today's episode, as always, we're going to cover our Seahawks who had a game. It was something. We've got some mixed feelings and mixed thoughts on that. We're also going to do our usual suspects, power rankings, and stars. And the Mariners have some pretty big news coming from today, which we will make sure to cover for you. And Mitch says he has some other things he'd like to talk about as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, buckle up and let's get right into the episode. So, Mitch, what was your experience watching this football game?
Sad.
Yeah.
For the most part, sad.
I would echo that. Unfortunately, the Seahawks lost their game versus the Rams. Sad puts it perfectly. It was 21-19, which honestly, part of it is sad because this game was supposed to be incredible. Like, it was supposed to be an offensive shootout. And it really wasn't, which I was disappointed by, honestly.
To be fair, I was pretty close still. I said it was going to be low 20s.
Yeah, I think I
did get 21 right. I got the Rams score exactly right. I said it was going to be 24-21 Seahawks winning. And unfortunately, the Rams did get 21 points. And the Seahawks were, 6 points off from what I guessed?
Something like that.
They needed a touchdown with no extra point. And they would have had, the score would have been exact. But
so, yeah, pretty damn close. I was far off. I think I said like 31 and what did I say?
31-28. Because we both thought it was going to come down to a game-winning field goal. And we were right about that. But unfortunately, it was a missed field goal. I will say it should have been a 46-yard made field goal, not a 61-yard missed field goal.
Yeah, that's why this loss isn't too upsetting to me, because you were like a couple plays and a field goal away from winning a game in which there was 4 fucking turnovers, which we'll get into that in a second, of course.
Yeah.
But like, that's why this loss wasn't super upsetting to me, you know?
It was both, like, it was upsetting in that it was a division game. It was, it was battle for top of the NFC West. And unfortunately, we didn't win. We're still second.
Yeah.
Because 49ers and Cardinals, the Cardinals are done. They're cooked for the season.
The 49ers are weird, dude.
The 49ers are
battered
50-50.
to hell, and yet they're battered to hell, and yet it's like a 3-way race for I don't know. The 49ers are wild.
The 49ers, they're 50-50 on what you're going to get week to week.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are cooked. They're done. Brissett's trying to bring them back, but he can only do so much.
Shout out to Jacoby Brissett for setting the NFL record in passing attempts, I think it was passing attempts, and still losing. Yeah. That's so Cardinals.
Especially now.
Jacoby Brissett, maybe QB1 next year for I almost said St. Louis. For the Arizona Cardinals, maybe. We'll have to see. But yeah, so back to the game. I understand like why this loss hurts for people. Like you mentioned, the division rival thing, like and the playoff positioning and everything like that. Like, yeah, it stinks. Don't get me wrong. Like, losses suck. You never want them. But I don't know. I found myself not really feeling like super pissed off. Like, obviously there were some glaring issues, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of people on social media like doom and glooming and like saying like, yep, this is the Sam Darnold we expected. He's seeing ghosts again. I'm gonna slap every motherfucker who says he's seeing ghosts. I hate that fucking quote.
Okay. Do I have thoughts about that?
Yeah.
But I'll let you continue and then I'll give my thoughts.
Well, because I hate the people who are like yeah, like he's not gonna be the QB of the future, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, I'm on team shut the fuck up. look, four interceptions is bad. Like, this was the worst game we've seen Sam Darnold play, at least in a Seahawks uniform. If not, like, this is at least the worst game since that NFC Championship versus the Rams. But, and this is a big but, that game was against the Rams. That NFC Championship game was against the Rams. If that is the only team that he's got a problem with, yeah, that makes it tougher because they're in our division. But we face them again. Okay, so he now has 2 at least. I can't remember how his games versus the Rams went back when he was with San Francisco, or he didn't really start in San Francisco, but back when he was with Carolina and back when he was with his other teams. I don't remember how his games against the Rams went, but just looking at last year, he had a horrible game against the Rams. The Jets, thank you. Had a horrible game against the Rams in the NFC Championship, which sucked. So similar kind of importance level for sure. But he's got another game this year, at least, and we're likely going to see them in playoffs in some way, shape, or form. The only way we don't see them in the playoffs is if they somehow are on the other side of the NFC bracket and get eliminated.
Yeah,
like that's the only way. And I don't know. I honestly think that this game could have been an NFC Championship preview. That all being said, yes, if Sam Darnold's one team that he can't play against is the Rams, that is a problem, but he also has plenty of opportunities to learn from this and grow from this. So, is 4 touchdowns awful? Yes. Did Sam Darnold lose you this game? Absolutely. Does this in any way, shape, or form make me think he's cooked? No. Because frankly, even saying like he absolutely lost us that game, I don't fully agree with. It's a team sport. Like honestly, the rest of the team did so well at keeping us within 2 points of winning that game. So this does not. Honestly, I think for me and how much of an optimist I kind of tend to be, this doesn't raise too many questions for me. It raises some. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not just like, that was fine. Whatever. He's gonna be perfect. Like, no. Four interceptions is something you look at. A passing game like that is something that you look at and you feel worried about 100%. But I'm still gonna stick with Sam. Sam Darnold, I still trust. He's been shown to make mistakes throughout the year. Some quarterbacks are mistake prone. You would rather it not be the case, but I don't know. I mean, he still had 279 yards, still a 65% completion rating. Like, on paper, a solid performance, but of course, a lot of that resulted in turnovers. All in all, I'm kind of on the Ernest Jones route where I'm going to defend Sam, but I'm also not going to say that like he didn't lose us the game. It's really difficult to win games when you have 4 turnovers, and the Seahawks damn near did it. I think that's an important piece. I've ranted long enough. Mitch, what are your thoughts?
So, you might be shocked. I'm not defending Sam, but I'm also not agreeing with you on that he lost us that game. Well, yes, He did throw the interceptions, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm blaming Anthony Bradford. That son of a bitch needs to be benched. At the very least, benched. I'm done seeing him on the field. He is done. Yep. He has cooked our quarterback. Like, I'm not saying Sam Darnold's cooked, but if Anthony Bradford's on the field, he's gonna get cooked. Like, and I'm done. I'm done. All right? He sucked against the Cardinals. Yes, he looked better against the Cardinals. It was against the Cardinals. Of course you can look good against the Cardinals. They
don't have much of a pass rush.
They suck. I'm tired of it because Sam Darnold is good in the stupid, he's seeing ghosts. No, he's seeing an actual player run the fuck at him because Anthony Bradford's like, I'm supposed to block him? Whoops. Like, he's blocking his own offensive lineman better than he's blocking the defense.
You know what number I would retire if I was a sports owner?
For what team?
Any team. It wouldn't matter. You know what number I'd retire?
6,
7.
And we're just going to end the podcast here today.
Anyway, moving on from that. So,
Anthony Bradford, fuck you.
I honestly, I would say that I'm definitely on the side of you. You know, I only say Sam Darnold lost us this game because everybody lost us this game. You know, it's a team fucking sport.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Not all Sam Darnold's fault. Yes, he threw the picks. I think a couple of them were pretty dumb, but that's also just part of his game. Like, unfortunately, that is just something that comes with the territory of having Sam Darnold. Is he is good enough, but he will make 1 or 2 interceptions a game where you're just like, I wouldn't have even made that throw in Madden.
Right. Real quick.
So, yes.
Also, like, the defense, like, overall wise, the defense still did really good because it was another game that they held them to 21 points, but still within 20 points
of injuries.
They have literally only allowed one team this season to get over 30 points against them.
Yeah, they're going nuts.
So, and no team other than the Buccaneers has even gotten 25 points against this defense.
It's still that next man up. You know, they're still incredible. Absolutely. When we were talking about this game, we said that this game was going to show that the Seahawks are contenders, or it's going to have us ask a lot of questions. Honestly, despite the loss and despite the really bad interception number, it still solidified us as a playoff contender, I think, in my mind, because this still showed that we're step in step with the rest of them on a bad day. That's the really important thing that I don't think people are paying enough attention to right now. It is that Seahawks loss is on a bad day, step for step with the Rams. This team is absolutely still Super Bowl contenders. Sam Darnold is absolutely still an MVP caliber quarterback. If you don't want to say that, he's at least a Super Bowl contender. JSN, still the best wide receiver in the league. I'm sorry, Justin Jefferson. I'm sorry, Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, not Jamal. I was thinking Jamal Adams for some reason. I'm like, wait, he's a safety. I'm sorry, Justin Jefferson. I'm sorry to all these wide receivers. JSN is still the top wide receiver in the league. He still leads the league in yards right now. So, calm down. Pump the hate brakes, okay, especially to Sam Darnold. And I don't even think it's like being an optimist. I don't even think it's being delusional. I think if you just look and pay attention to this team and you don't just look at the numbers on the box score, you'll see that this team is still a Super Bowl contender. Like, what else is there to say? This defense kept the LA Rams, who were widely regarded as one of the top offenses in the league, to 21 points. Fine by me. Like, if we have games like that consistently, yeah, that's frustrating because those holes aren't being plugged up. But as long as it's against that caliber of team, you're 1 or 2 tweaks away from being a Super Bowl contender. And with that, let's break this down a little bit more. Let's highlight some things. Let's move on to our stars.
Before we do that, unfortunately, there is some sad news. Seahawks legend Kenny Easley did pass away.
Yes, rest in peace, Kenny Easley.
Unfortunately, he was an amazing Seahawk. Like
the enforcer.
Yeah, there's he had, unfortunately, his career did end short due to kidney disease, but he did in 1984 season. He led the league with 10 interceptions, 2 of which he returned for touchdowns, and became the first player in franchise history to win Defensive Player of the Year honors.
Wow.
He was a 3-time first-team All-Pro and 5-time Pro Bowler in his 7 seasons, earning him a spot on the 1980s All-Decade team.
Yeah. Yeah, he's iconic. I think he's one of those iconic Seahawks that kind of flows under the radar. Like you hear a lot about like a lot of more recent guys like Walter Jones, Matt Hasselbeck, of course, but also you hear people talk about Steve Largent and stuff. And Kenny Easley, I think, unfortunately, just flies under the radar. I think a lot of defensive players do, unless it's like one big team like the Legion of Boom. But yeah, rest in peace to Kenny Easley, an absolute legend of the sport, a legend of Seattle. He will be dearly missed. He was 66 years old. Yeah, the Enforcer. Rest in peace, my good sir.
Yeah, he was indicted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2017. 30 years after his career had ended.
So very deserved.
But
a legend who deserves some respect. Yeah, number 45, rest in peace.
Definitely. But anyway, with that unfortunate, sad news, we should move into our stars of the week.
We'll talk about our stars of today. Would you like to go first this week with your 3-star, Mitch, or would you like me to?
Let's have you go first, because
I actually have mine this week. My 3-star of the week. Congratulations for the first time this season, the Seattle Seahawks rushing game gets to be my 3-star of the week. Didn't spend a lot of time talking about them in the overall because they weren't that special, but they were special enough that I'm going to give them 3-star for the week. Mainly on the back, Kenneth Walker finally has a fucking touchdown. No, but I mean, aside from that, Kenneth Walker 16 for 67. Zach Charbonnet 11 for 37. Some solid rushing from them. Sam Darnold 2 for 11. Hello. Team as a whole 135 all-purpose rushing yards. So solid effort by the running game. I would like to see them do a bit better, of course, but to be fair, they're trying to run through paper mache on the right side of the line. So it is what it is. But yeah, so Kenneth Walker, congratulations. Running game as a whole, congratulations on making my 3 stars of the week.
Okay, so no, I don't agree with you, but I get where you're coming from on that. I definitely get it. At least they finally got it together against a good defense too.
Yeah, right.
But my 3 stars, I'm gonna give to the defense as a whole once again because they kept us in this game. Can
I switch my 3 and my 2 stars?
They gave that offense a chance to come back, and we almost did. But unfortunately we didn't. But we did stay within 2 points of a really, really, really good team. But yeah, so my 3-star will be the defense.
So my 2-star, which is actually my 3-star, because I got excited looking at I got excited thinking about Kenneth Walker having a touchdown that I totally blanked on the fact that I was already planning on making the defense my 3-star. It is the defense. We'll put them at 2-star, whatever. Flip-flop them. That's how it's supposed to be. We don't care. We ball out here. Yeah, defense, like you said, and like we were talking about in the general, incredible, toe for toe, toe to toe with probably the best offense in the league, if not a top 3, top 5 offense in the league. They're legit. They're serious about it. These backups are playing their hearts out, which gives me confidence on 2 fronts. If when our guys get healthy, hopefully come playoff time, the starters will go out there and elevate this team, and if not, frankly, hey, make the backups the starters. They've shown that this team is gelling well. So yeah, defense 2, actually 3 stars.
Yeah, also with the defense, they held Matthew Stafford to his lowest percentage completion, which still crazy that Matthew Stafford is doing so good, because if you don't know, which I know you do, Richard, but for those of you that don't know, it was his lowest percentage completion rating at 56.2%, which is insane that's his lowest percentage completion, which, I mean, Sam Darnold's also way up there too, but the fact that Matthew Stafford was held to his lowest, and it was still over 55%, and that's his lowest for the whole season right now. Insane. Matthew Stafford, insane. Sam Darnold, insane. But my 2-star is the run game. So essentially, I guess we do have it the same at 3 and 2-star. Because the run game, like you said, there's not much more to say. They finally got it together in this game. Run game, 2 stars. Thank God Kenneth Walker finally got a touchdown.
My 1-star for this week is going to be the receiving team. The receivers, solid, great. I'll give this one a split 1-star, actually. I'll talk about the receivers, and then I'll throw something in the end. The receivers were great. JSN, 105 yards again, 9 receptions. Like we said, he's still the best wide receiver in the league. AJ Barner checking in, 10 for 70. Hell yeah, yes please, more of that. Kenneth Walker was doing solid through the air with 44 yards on 3 receptions.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that 100%. Shaheed checked in, 27 yards. Charbonnet got 10 yards. Like, honestly, really solid work. Arroyo, unfortunately, not having a great day. 2 targets, no catches. But, that's 279 yards. Like, Sam Darnold was throwing the effing rock.
And Torrey Horton was unfortunately out in this game.
Yeah, unfortunately. So my 1-star is going to be the receiving team, but sharing that 1-star, if you want to say honorable mention maybe, is going to be Jason Myers. A lot of people giving him shit for missing that field goal. First off, it should have been a closer field goal than it was anyway. And the other thing is, that was right at his career long. Like, you know how hard it is to continually do your career long? Cut him some slack. Again, he's one of the best Seahawks kickers, I think, at least of recent times. So cut the dude some slack. So he'll be my honorable mention 1-star.
My 1-star is harder than my 3, 2, and even no star. I think I'm gonna give it to Jason Myers fully. While the receiving core, they did great, but yeah, I'm gonna give it to Jason Myers as a whole, just because he's been so consistent throughout the year, and yeah, he misses a 61-yard game-winning field goal, a 61-yard. Okay,
so no star.
Yeah.
So my no star of the week, to the surprise of basically no one, I will split it between Sam Darnold and Anthony Bradford. Anthony Bradford maybe 60%, Sam Darnold 40% of the blame. Maybe even closer to 70-30. I don't know. I'm not going to spend much time on this because this is just the thing everybody's talking about. Four interceptions is really hard to overcome. If you're a quarterback and you're throwing 4 interceptions, you are making the task incredibly difficult on yourself and incredibly difficult on the defense. That's just giving a good team like the Rams too many opportunities with the football. When you have a defense who is going to keep that, I think one of those interceptions doesn't happen, we win this game. But 4, that's hard to come by. That's hard to get over. So Sam Darnold definitely deserves some of the blame as well. Because a couple of those interceptions, like we talked about, were just rough. But Anthony Bradford, gotta go. I'm over it. I'm done. Like you said, he was the reason Sam Darnold, because someone said it earlier this week that, this week Sam Darnold was trying to, I think it was he was trying to focus on limiting taking sacks, and in that, he ended up making some costly mistakes because he was being forced to try and limit sacks basically every damn play because of Anthony Bradford. So my no star, mostly Anthony Bradford, but I'm going to throw a little bit of that blame sprinkle on Sam Darnold as well, but mostly it's going to be Anthony Bradford.
Yep. My no star, I'm throwing a little bit more towards Anthony Bradford. I am throwing Sam Darnold in there a little bit because, again, it's the whole, you're an NFL, you are a professional player, you should do better. So I'm not throwing it too much more on Anthony Bradford than you, but I'm doing it 80-20, 80% Anthony Bradford's fault, putting Sam Darnold in those situations, but it is 20%, in my opinion, Sam Darnold's fault because, again, you're an NFL quarterback. You are an NFL starting quarterback. You're not the backup. You are an NFL starting quarterback, and well, yes, you're having to run to not get sacked. You got to know when to throw it away. He still is having those issues where he's trying to force the ball. And I get it. You have JSN. You've been able to force the ball into tight windows, and he's made you look amazing because he can make those great catches. It's the same thing Tyler Lockett used to do for Russell Wilson. It's the same thing Doug Baldwin used to do for Russell Wilson. If you have a really good wide receiver, you're going to trust him, and you're going to force it into those because they've proven they can get you out of that stuff. But you force it too many times, especially against a good secondary, they're going to catch on. They're going to know what to do. They're going to intercept you. They're going to read you. And if they know if they know their defensive line can get through your offensive line and pressure you, now they're just paying attention to you because now they know you're going to get scared and you're going to try to force it into a spot you shouldn't. So now they're just watching you. They're watching your eyes. They're watching where are you going with that ball. Oh, you're going to your main wide receiver that you know is going to catch it? Oh, well, guess what? He's got 4 guys around him now, and you're still trying to throw it to him. And like you said, and like I said earlier, Anthony Bradford, at the very least, 3rd string. Yeah. If not practice squad or off the team entirely.
If this was baseball, I'd be telling them to DFA him. So, no, I would absolutely agree. So, that is our stars of the week. Now, real quick, I don't think we're going to spend much time on this, but Mitch, how are we feeling about this Titans game coming up?
2 things. 2 main things. 1, don't go in cocky. Every game, any given Sunday, anything can happen. And then the second thing, Kenneth Walker, if you don't get your fucking shit together against the damn Titans, you're going to be on my shit list as much as Anthony Bradford is. Okay, maybe not as much, but you're going to be 50% there. That's all I have on that.
Let's take a look real quick at just the head-to-head rankings for these guys, and then honestly we'll move on because this should be a bloodbath. The defense honestly could make this a shutout, and the offense, JSN, Sam Darnold, this should be a bloodbath. This should be belt to ass, 100%. But yeah, so comparing these guys, Seahawks are 3rd in the league with 29 points per game. You want to guess where the Titans are in the league?
32nd.
Points per game. Passing yards, Seahawks are 8th. Tennessee Titans are 30th. Passing yards or rushing. I know, right?
Well,
rushing yards.
I guess they do have Cam Ward still, so he's pretty good.
Yeah. Rushing yards per game, Seahawks are 17th, which honestly isn't great, but Titans are worse at 32nd. Defensive total sacks, Seahawks are 5th in the league. The Titans are 13th in the league, so, they're known to get some sacks. And then lastly, with interceptions, the Seahawks are 10th in the league. The Titans are 25th. So, again,
their defense isn't bad. You ready for some power rankings?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right. Yahoo Sports Power Rankings by Frank Schwab. Richard, who are the top 5 teams according to Frank Schwab?
Okay. I think he's still going to have the Eagles at number 1. Or no. Hold on. Rams number 1. Eagles number 2. Seahawks. Not yet. Patriots number 3. I feel like I'm going to be missing someone really obvious here. But we're going to go with the Bills at number 4. No. Bills number 3, Patriots number 4, and then I do still think that he's going to have the Seahawks at number 5. However, frankly, going off his track record with how he moves things, I wouldn't be surprised if he moved the Seahawks down to fucking 15th after this loss. Sam Darnold threw 4 picks. This team has no chance.
Fair enough. All right, so real quick, you have Rams number 1, Eagles 2. Who was number 3?
Bills.
Bills at number 3, and then it was Patriots 4, Seahawks 5.
Yes, and actually, calling an audible here, switch the Bills and the Rams. Bills number 1, Rams number 3, Eagles still at number 2.
Okay, Bills 1, Eagles 2, Rams 3, Patriots 4, and then Seahawks 5.
Yeah, because I think he's going to weigh the fact that the Rams had 4 extra possessions due to those turnovers and still only managed to squeak out 21 points.
Fair enough. Wrong.
Fuck. Damn it.
So it goes, number 1 is the Eagles.
Okay.
Number
they
2,
were still number 1.
Number 2, Rams.
Okay.
Number 3, Colts.
Oh, fuck, the Colts, right.
Number 4, Seahawks.
Okay.
And then number 5, Denver Broncos.
Yeah, all right. I still think I would put the Patriots over the Broncos, but okay.
And then the Patriots and Bills, because they're the 2 other teams that you had up there. Patriots are 6, so they're not completely, like, they're not too far out of the top 5. They're 1 spot. And then the Bills are 8th.
That feels really low for them. Like, if you're going to have the Bills outside of the top 5, have them be 7th.
To be fair, the Bills did move up from 9th from last week.
Which still felt too low. Like, I know they had a couple rough losses, but Jesus. Okay, anyway, fair enough.
But per usual, real quick, while the Eagles are at number 1, he said, Lane Johnson's injury will knock him out 4 to 6 weeks, and everyone by now knows the Eagles aren't nearly as good without their all-pro right tackle. Still, the Eagles are becoming masterful at overcoming adversity. Their defense is finally hitting its stride, too.
So he has them at number 1 with a trust me, bro, they're still going to be good. Okay, sure. Anyway.
Yeah. And then we'll get back to the Seahawks and Rams here in a moment. But who are the bottom 3? 32, 31, and 30.
Titans, Jets, Saints.
Damn. So close.
Was I off by 1?
Yes. 32, Titans. So you're right on that. 31, Raiders.
Oh, they finally made it. Welcome, Raiders.
They were there last week as well.
They were in the. I thought they were they in the top.
Yeah,
okay.
you had the Raiders in the bottom 3 last week, but you guessed 30. Yeah. So Raiders. It was literally the same as last week. Titans 32, 31, Raiders 30, Saints.
Damn.
So
okay. So I'll have to.
It did not change.
Remember the Raiders next week.
And last week you had, when you guessed it, you guessed 32 Titans, 31 Saints, 30 Raiders. Yeah, flipped.
Okay. I completely forgot about the Raiders. Wow, that's crazy.
The Jets, you weren't too far off on that one. Just like with the Patriots, the Jets are 29th. So
hell yeah,
they're very close, but yeah. And then what he had to say about the Titans, the Titans didn't deserve to win. They got outgained at home 315 to 229 while facing a backup quarterback, but they had a shot at it. Cam Ward made some big plays. For a team that is having an all-time awful season, a last-second loss is real progress. Okay, so normally this next part is you guessing where the Seahawks are, where their previous opponent was, and where their next opponent is. Unfortunately, we know where all 3 of those teams are, so this portion is going to be just me reading the Seahawks and Rams because I already read the Titans. So, our previous opponent, the Rams, are number 2. The Rams deserve credit for getting to Sam Darnold and forcing those 4 interceptions. They were mostly outplayed by Seattle other than that, but it doesn't matter much. That win was huge in the NFC West. They will need to play better in the Week 16 rematch at Seattle, though.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It does feel nice for him to say that that the Rams will need to play better. Again, that gives me the confidence for this team to move forward with the rest of the season. But, all right.
And then
read me our Seahawks.
And then the Seahawks. Sam Darnold had 4 interceptions. The Seahawks settled for too many field goals in the red zone, and they still would have beat one of the best teams in the NFL on the road if a 61-yard field goal doesn't miss to the left.
Like I said,
that was to the right, but
we're whatever. We're toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the league on a bad day.
And then also he put, there's no reason to downgrade the Seahawks too much. They'll be just fine.
Thank you. Okay.
He moved them down a spot from last week because they were 3rd last week. They're 4th this week. So
that is going to do it for our power rankings. And for me, at least, that is going to do it for our Seahawks portion of today's video. But Mitch, do you have any closing thoughts for the Seahawks in this game?
Nope. Let's move on to the exciting news of the Mariners.
Yeah, this loss made me feel a little sad, but you know what didn't make me feel sad? The Mariners announcing they have signed Josh Naylor to a 5-year contract. Let's go. Let me give you the details of this contract because honestly, it's beautiful. It is a $92.5 million contract for Josh Naylor. Again, this is over 5 years, no trade clause. He had a full no trade clause. Now, he does have a $6.5 million signing bonus. Here's how this contract is going to break down over the next couple of years, which is important. $10 million for this year is all that he's going to take from the payroll. All right. So that means that he's not taking up that much space. So I think the Mariners were expected to have maybe $36 million or something like that to play with. He doesn't take up a whole lot of that. You can still go get a couple of really, really solid guys. 1-year deals, couple-year deals. Like, you can still get it done. Because Naylor still only goes up to $16 million next year, $18 million the year after, $20 million the year after that, and $22 million on that final year in 2030. There's also there's a few incentives. He gets $50,000 for All-Star, $25,000 for a selection, $150K if he gets MVP, $100K if he gets World Series MVP, and a couple things for LCS MVP and Silver Slugger, Gold Glove. He gets $50,000 for those. So a really, really, honestly, team-friendly contract, which is kind of not surprising to hear. In the press conference today, he was talking about how, because this whole offseason, this whole beginning of the offseason, the Mariners made it very clear that they wanted Josh Naylor. And Josh Naylor said in his press conference today that the Mariners were his number one priority. He talked about the family, or he talked about it with the family. They fell in love with the city. They fell in love with the fans, just like the fans fell in love with them. And I mean, yeah, he's here for 5 years. Josh Naylor is your corner, one of your corner infield pieces is locked in for 5 years at least on a really, really solid deal. What are your thoughts on that, Mitch?
I'm so damn excited that we got Josh Naylor finally.
I mean, you sent me a text in all caps with 8 W's in your, or 8 O's in your woo. That's I don't see that type of energy from you. That's how hyped you were.
Yeah, exactly. Josh Naylor was priority, and we got him.
Yeah,
he was priority for the Mariners. The Mariners were priority for him. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Woo!
If nothing else, though, I think this is a show of trust. I think from the ownership, because I personally am feeling a bit more willing to trust that they actually want to put their money where their mouth is and actually get this team to, get this team to a World Series and bring that World Series trophy home to Seattle, where it has belonged for many years, and it finally deserves to be in Seattle.
They did do 2 bullpen pitchers recently.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Speaking of, relief pitchers, they got Robinson Ortiz from the Dodgers. They traded for Robinson Ortiz, sent Tyler Go? I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Something like that, yeah.
But it's kind of funny because they basically traded a right-handed relief pitcher for a left-handed relief pitcher. But Robinson Ortiz did really well. He hasn't played in the majors before, though. So
yeah.
But he's going to be trying to make his bid to be on the Mariners, not just the Rainiers. But if he doesn't make the Mariners, he is apparently slated to 100% be a relief pitcher for the Tacoma Rainiers if he's not good enough for the Mariners. But hey, I mean, still watching him in the play for the Rainiers would also be pretty cool. And who knows, maybe get called up because he is on the 40-man roster.
Yeah. This is something we like to call here in the Mariners world. Mitch, I know you haven't really paid attention to an off season like this before. Welcome to the pile. This is the time of year where the Mariners they scoop up all the bullshit and see what diamonds they find. So you're going to see a lot of minor league guys. You're going to see a lot of guys with high ERAs, but the pitching staff in Seattle, the pitching training staff and coaching staff in Seattle is so incredible that they're able to unlock talent from most guys. Like if there's something there, there's something there. The other guy, I'll steal this one from you.
How dare you?
The other guy the Mariners picked up today, I think it was today, was Alex Hoppe. He had 37 appearances with AAA, with the Red Sox AAA. He was traded for, we traded catcher Luke Heyman away, which is okay. That's fine. No real big losses there. Hoppe, no, that's a different person. Alex Hoppe, he went 0 for 2 in his 37 appearances with AAA Worcester. He had a 4.76 ERA. That's 24 earned runs over 45 innings pitched, basically. So not great. High walk rate, but also a really high strikeout rate. He's one of those guys who he throws fucking gas, but with that comes a lot of command and control issues, so has the potential to turn into something, but again is one of those lovely pile arms. That's kind of all I had for the Mariners.
So not so much for, that's all I have for the Mariners specifically, but real quick, just to go over it, because finally all the MLB awards have been announced.
Right.
And I know we talked about it last week, some of them, but I'm just going to go over all of them real quick. It is a lot.
We didn't cover
we
didn't cover Cy Young, MVP, and Relief Pitcher of the Year last week. So,
I'm just going to go over all of them real quick, but like I said, I'm just going to do it real quick. It's going to be a lot, but
so if you missed last week, here you go.
So we're not going to really talk about it. I'm just going to say everything. So starting out with MVP, I guess MVP awards technically. So we'll start out with MVP. Unfortunately, Aaron Judge did just beat out Cal Raleigh for MVP in the AL. It's unfortunate, but oh well.
Yeah.
NL, it's
dumb.
It's no shock.
Snubbed.
Exactly. The AL, we can talk about that one because we didn't talk about it last week. So real quick, MVP is Aaron Judge. Barely beat out Cal Raleigh, and that's, I don't know, it feels like it's just because he's a Yankee and Cal Raleigh, unfortunately, is a Mariner. While I say unfortunately a Mariner, I do not mean because I don't want him on the team. I love him on the team, but being a Seattle player, you are more likely to get snubbed than if you are on literally any other team.
There's huge East Coast bias. Like if Aaron Judge was a Mariner and Cal Raleigh was a Yankee, Cal Raleigh would have been a unanimous MVP.
Exactly.
Whatever.
And then MVP for NL, it's no shock. It's Shohei Ohtani. That's just, that one's obvious, and honestly, he deserved it with the way he played.
The only other person in the running was Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, and honestly, Shohei Ohtani did better in my opinion.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
apparently in everyone's opinion, because it was unanimous. Whereas at least with Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh, that one was more of a battle.
That one was way close. So that was cool to see.
But yeah, Shohei Ohtani unanimously was NL MVP, and it makes sense. And then Cy Young Awards, American League was Scooble. Not really a shock, honestly.
No, not in the slightest.
And then same thing with NL. In my opinion, not really a shock. It was the Pirates ace, Paul Skeens.
Yeah,
Again,
those
two really not a shock to me. And then the ones that we did, some of the ones that we did talk about last week, Rookie of the Year awards. AL was, what's his name? Nick Kurtz from the Athletics, or the A's.
Yeah, pain in the ass. Love him though.
Oh yeah. And then NL Rookie of the Year was the Braves player, was catcher Drake Baldwin. And then Manager of the Year awards, we talked about that as well. For AL was Stephen Vogt, I think. Stephen Vogt.
How you pronounce that? Dan Wilson finishing in third place for that one, just a note.
Yep. And then NL was Pat Murphy from the Brewers.
Yeah, valid.
Which deserved.
Yeah.
And then the Hank Aaron Awards was Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. Shohei Ohtani NL, Aaron Judge AL.
MVP, yep.
The Clemente Award went to Dodgers veteran Mookie Betts.
Love him. Good guy off the field. That's the Mitch. In case you don't know, that's the equivalent, I believe, of the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Yeah, it's for anyone that doesn't know, it is the honor is bestowed annually to the player who best represents the game of baseball through extraordinary character, community involvement, philanthropy, and positive
contribution.
He basically got it through his work with his 50/50 Foundation.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
And then we talked about we already talked about like the Gold Glove winners, the Silver Slugger winners, outstanding designated hitter. It was Shohei Ohtani.
Of course.
Comeback players was Ronald Acuna Jr.
Yep.
And Jacob deGrom.
Yeah.
Okay. And then relievers of the year was Aroldis Chapman.
Aroldis Chapman, Andres Munoz snubbed.
Yeah. Well. And Edwin Diaz, which that one makes sense. Executive of the year was the Milwaukee Brewers GM Matt Arnold.
Honestly, can't blame him. Could have been Jerry Dipoto. But yeah.
Real quick, and then I'll just go over it real fast. Is the All MLB team?
Oh yeah. What Mariners made it?
Yeah,
let's just do that.
Gotcha. First team was catcher Cal Raleigh for Seattle, and Julio Rodriguez for outfield, one of the outfielders. Those were the only two on the first team from Seattle, and then on the second team was Brian Wu for starting pitcher, and Munoz for relief pitcher. Technically closer, but still. It was literally the Mariners and Phillies both led the league with 4 selections apiece. They both had 2 on the first team and 2 on the second team.
Yeah, no, Mariners had a good year. A lot of Mariners did really well. Glad to see some of our guys getting some love.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, yep, you heard it here. Thank you guys so much for listening to another episode of the 12th Inning Podcast. This is episode 12. 12 of the 12th inning. Pretty cool. And yeah, thank you guys so much as always. Leaving likes, comments, all that podcasty things, the downloading and stuff. We really, really do appreciate any sort of love. It's just cool to see a community starting to build. Hoping to do some more short form and YouTube content coming here in the future. But yeah, I think that about covers it. So like we always say here at the 12th Inning Podcast, Trident's up. Go Mariners.
And go Hawks.